It looks like it's recording. See top right?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
So, Brett, whoa, look at that sun.
It's nice, isn't it?
I've brought you here.
Why have you brought me here? Sorry.
I've brought you here because I want to make a feature film.
Really? You've not mentioned this before?
No. So, let's talk about a feature film. We've got some food and drink.
You've got drink, I've got food. I'm gonna just munch away. So my first question, and the question that's still being asked in my head, but I think I've come up with an answer, is what genre?
What answer do you think you've come up with?
I want to hear your opinions before I give my opinions. So then when you come up with a better idea, I can say, yeah, I thought of that too.
I don't know a specific genre, but I have an idea of like what style I want. And it's not comedy.
So I brought up the thing where it changes like genre and like all this kind of stuff. I was like, why does it have to be one genre? It could be sort of everything all in one. Like why not make a movie that's got everything in it?
Cool, I can smell that on you. I like the idea, but I think for my first feature, I want it to be something more real and calm.
Grounded.
Yeah.
So no stunt cars or anything?
No. Smoke grenades, I've still got them, but they're for the Jahan Week promotion. But I just want to do something real, something grounded, maybe something a bit relatable.
I was about to say, do you know the Write What You Know?
Yeah.
Do you think you'd probably lean more into that sort of direction?
Yeah.
But it's more the context and where you are and what have you is ultimately what the film's going to be?
Yeah.
It's you, but in a different place.
It's not going to be Jahan Week.
Yeah.
Because we've not experienced gunfights and stolen teddies. It's going to be something about where we are now, what we do in the future, stuff like that. And it's got to be like over an hour long.
So it's really just thinking, I don't know, because do you know, like you've got the, do you know the guy who makes Rick and Morty? You've got the wheel and like how to make this and how to do that.
Yeah. I don't think that works with stuff like this.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's like we have to come up with the initial kick. So what I'm thinking about right now is sandwiches. Like, could we work with something there? Like
a sandwich maker, a bakery.
Who solves crime? No.
Yeah, because in my free time I solve sandwich-related crimes. Although I did think of a documentary about that actually, about, you know, like you've got a big family. If you like made some like jam on toast, put it on the side, and you go away for a minute and you come back and it's stolen. It's like it's done like I just spat in your face. No, it didn't get to me, thankfully.
Okay. What if it does like a whip pan of like you get like the person's just made the toast, let it rest, he's gone over there, the camera follows, and then it whip pans back and it's gone.
Yeah, basically like that. And I wanted to do like a Netflix style documentary.
I don't know who it
where
is.
Like the first shot of the film would be like a chair in a room with lights pointing at it, someone sitting down, and you know when they look at the camera and go, is this the camera I talking to? That's in every documentary. I want to do something like that, but it would start with them sitting down and pointing over there somewhere and going, is that the camera I talking to? And I'm going, no. And then it's like, oh, is it that one? No. And then, oh, is it that one?
This
no.
one, and then, yeah.
And then it gets into it, of like the toast being stolen. That is something I want to do, but that won't be a feature. That's like a little 10-minute thing. That sounds quite fun, actually. That's an idea I've sat on for a while. Could do that in my new house.
What if, a little bit like Holt when he's trying to find the thing and then he finds it in the bin or what have you? What if it's like, where did it go? And then he finds it and then the plot thickens. Like...
The dog did it. Oh, you...
You can't be mad at the dog.
Milton.
But
But features. That's the difficult bit, because, you know, I've never really written anything over, well, 15 minutes is the max. Because Samson was about that, wasn't it?
I think a feature is progression, but a short film is like a goal, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, with a short film, it's like, I need to overcome this, and I did it by doing this, or what have you. But I feel like a lot of features is like building up to the end bit.
Yeah, yeah.
So I don't know,
agree.
we need something big that can't be attained straight away, or at least not without doing blah.
Something that they would get close towards but wouldn't actually get at the end.
Fucking teasing you the whole time.
Well, it would be a very good allegory for the film career.
What does allegory mean?
Like, a way of, like, showing it as something else. I don't know what the best way to describe it. It's like telling a story with a moral, and you understand the story and the moral, but it's actually about something else.
Oh, so it's like a fable, but misdirects you. Wait.
Yeah, so let's say...
The Bible.
I'm trying to think of a good example. That's a really good question. The only bloody Bible story I can think of is Noah's Ark. So the whole Garden of Eden with the apple.
Yeah.
Adam and Eve, they ate the apple, which was bad. That would be an allegory for giving in to temptation.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so I would want to do something where it
So
tells
the
a
apple
story.
represents more.
Yeah, it represents
So we got to
giving
find...
in to like lust or something. That's just an example.
So I guess we got to find our apple. But no, I guess we got to find the moral, and then we find the apple.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then it would be like an allegory if they work hard to get something and they don't get it by the end, but they get closer.
Yeah.
That's like the film career where
bittersweet.
you make a few good films because you want to be a big filmmaker, and yeah, it gets you closer, but you don't get there in the end. It's not that easy.
Yeah. So do you not want like a happy ending?
No, because
like
they get closer to their goal. So it would be a
yeah.
happy ending, but it wouldn't be...
The traditional.
It'd be a bittersweet ending. To show like, I've accomplished this. It doesn't get me all the way, but I've done better for myself, sort of thing.
I've grown from it and all.
Yeah. Because I've been watching a lot of Malcolm in the Middle.
Yeah.
And I've started to notice they use quite a lot the feature of sort of telling you about something, but never showing you it. Not in the sense of show, not tell.
Yeah, that's what I thought of. I was like...
But like, there's one episode where the dad, Bryan Cranston, creates a big painting, and I told you about the whole plastic screen. You can tell it's a screen, and this whole episode is about him working on this giant painting, and you never see it, and you just see him throw loads of paint on it, and at the end the whole family is stood in a row looking at it, and they're like, wow, that's a masterpiece, that's amazing, you've done it. And then something happens and the painting gets destroyed, and you never see the painting.
Oh, that's going back to my post-it note.
And it's stuff like, I want to give that a go of building up something, but you never see the final product.
I mean, the most obvious one is Pulp Fiction, right? Obviously,
yeah, what's in the case.
Yeah, what's in the briefcase.
Yeah, that's a good example. They do a lot of that sort of style, and it's really impressive.
But that's the thing. I was watching a film critic thing where, long story short, in a film, Emma Stone was cutting a finger off, but they didn't show the actual finger getting cut off straight away. They show the pain and the struggle,
right? Yeah.
The facial, and then the very last bit, half a second, you finally see it chop up. But like
Sneaky Pete.
What do you mean, Sneaky Pete?
He gets his toe cut off.
Oh shit! Yeah, I forgot. It's been so long since I've watched it.
Yeah, I've not watched that in a while either. Good show. Though.
Yeah, I was thinking that would be cool to make as a feature, but if you wanted more grounded, then it's not like. But I do like the films where it's like what's it called? People cross paths, the hand slip, and then all this.
Right,
all that kind of cool stuff.
Like devious acts.
Yeah, like a whole planned out thing. But
it's not very grounded. You don't see much of that. But that's kind of the point. Maybe people do that, and you just don't see it because it is meant to be low key and hidden. Who knows?
I mean, we kind of did it with the Jahan Wick thing, where like the low key, the monkey seeing the thing.
Yeah.
Like, no. But yeah, I don't know if we're
we're a bit closer.
A little bit, yeah. But our minds are a bit open. Don't want to play Super Mario Bros.
We've just got to sit here and think. We'll wait it out, you know. Well, someone will come to us.
Or the camera dies.
Yeah, I've got a battery in there, so.
It's not gonna stop now. Let's see if it overheats. No, it won't.
We've got something grounded, something real. It's got to be like easy to film though.
Yeah.
Because first off, I don't want to do hours and hours of editing.
Yeah, just
when it comes to it,
one and done.
Yeah, film it.
I think we just need to find something that has a lot of diversity in terms of places to go, but not necessarily in buildings, but maybe like more outside. Maybe do you know like me and you, just like if you want grounded and what's kind of like us, I need to itch my balls, so this is gonna hot. But
okay,
just think about.
Wait a second, and I'll pause the thing. And okay, never mind.
Oh, beautiful. Right. Yeah, all I was gonna say is that like us sort of walking around is grounded, something we know, something we do.
Yeah.
Maybe something could happen when we're going on like a walk or something, like, so then we could just shoot pretty much anywhere. But like maybe some kind of shit could go down where it's like, you know, it's not actually happened to us, but it could happen.
Yeah. Well, that's something we could touch up upon. A bit like Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Yeah.
Curb Your Enthusiasm. I can't say that word.
Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Yeah. There's a lot of things that happens to Larry David that could happen. They often don't, but they could happen.
Yeah.
And we could sort of lean into that. Obviously, I want to steer away from comedy as the film genre.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
But it doesn't mean there can't be jokes in there, obviously.
Obviously, but like, I think that's the thing, or it's just, I forget what it's from, but it was like, somebody was like, what if you made a film, I think it was literally a clip of Nick Cage, like all scrawny, saying to somebody, like, what if you made a film where nothing happens, everything's generic, blah, blah, blah. But then it was like, that would be the most boring kind of film ever. Like, these things can happen. It's just that it doesn't necessarily happen on your day-to-day life. It's just, no, you got to get the ball rolling with a film. You can't just have it be grounded and boring. It's got to be grounded, but actually something going on that is plausible. But I don't really know what's plausible.
Yeah, because especially with like living in a small town and stuff, it really does narrow down what's plausible. Because, you know, there's not going to be a terrorist attack down the road from us, is there? I know I'm going to extremes, but...
I was thinking there could be a murder around town. You see it happen, but no one knows about it other than you, and you've not gone to the police, and you've got to find him. I don't know, something like that.
I feel like a murder's a bit much for this.
But I'm just thinking in terms of like easy to shoot, just like something happens when somebody's walking.
Yeah. We need someone in front of us with the camera.
Yeah. Just two dudes and
a cameraman.
Yeah. And the camera, oh yeah. No, they're not real people, come on.
They're invincible, cameramen are.
Invisible or invincible?
Invincible.
Oh, hell yeah.
I did see this funny video actually of, you know, the new live action How to Train Your Dragon?
Yeah.
It was like Hiccup riding his dragon for the first time. And obviously, have you seen the original?
Yeah,
animated?
I've seen the yeah.
So you know, like he's the first Viking on a dragon.
Oh yeah, he's Toothless.
In the live action, he's riding Toothless for the first time, and he's flying, and then he looks to his left, and there's the cameraman with a big camera riding a dragon, and he's like, "What?" I just thought that was so funny to be like, yeah. So it's live action, so the dragons must be real.
Yeah.
And he's the first one on a dragon, but there's also the cameraman who can fly a dragon to get the shot.
He did get on it second. He got on it first, and he was just a Steadicam operator, and then he went to the nearby dragon.
I think as a short, the Invincible Cameraman, I wouldn't call it that. I think that's a pretty bad title. But a film about an invincible cameraman would be quite funny.
But it's not a feature, Charlie.
No, it's not a feature. But now I'm getting ideas for that. Like, you know when the Joker explodes the hospital in The Dark Knight?
Oh yeah, what?
And you've got like a cameraman in the hospital filming, but he just walks out fine. I don't know. That's a fun idea. But it's not a feature, you're right.
So, we're back to square one.
Foraging?
Like could be two dudes with what I nearly said magnifying. What is it? Magnet. The
magnet fishing?
No. What's the detectorists?
Oh yeah.
But maybe a similar vibe to that.
That's quite a nice. That's sort of the feel of the detectorists is something I'd go for.
That kind of stuff does happen, but obviously. So I guess do we want the person to all of a sudden have a problem, or is it the person just all of a sudden wants something? Like, are we going to have something taken away from the person, or something that presents itself?
I feel like, because we don't know what the full film's going to be about yet.
No.
We start with we'll use filmmaking as the term for the plot. If the main plot is a guy making a film, he comes across an advert for a company that's hiring filmmakers.
Okay.
And all of a sudden he sees this advert, and now he wants to get better so he can apply.
Okay, so
and
he's working
jump his
up the
career.
hill.
Yeah. And then if he gets the job, yes, he gets the job and that's the end, but it's obviously not the end of his career. He's still got quite a bit to go.
So maybe have like a false ending at halfway through the film, so it looks like he's got his goal, but that's not fulfillment, or so like. Yeah,
you can make it so that, like I was talking about to you earlier, that he's not actually sort of behind the camera. He's just sort of doing grip work.
Okay.
So it's not what he wanted it to be, and then we could move on to him trying to find out what he wants.
You could just do like a. Do you know once he's got the job and stuff and he's like excited, you know, when it like the day repeats itself day after day.
Yeah.
And it just like bit by bit you see him slipping, like he's putting the snooze on, like all this kind of stuff.
The challenge with that is we could do it at my uni actually. We'd have to make like a convincing film set for him to work on for a few days in the film. Obviously it can be a day shoot. But that is very doable because we've got the studios and everything there, so that is workable. But I feel like we're onto something there.
Just something, a false conclusion. He's expecting to be happy from there on, and then day by day he realizes that something else is wrong, and then he truly finds what he wants.
Yeah.
I like that. I'm sure that's probably been used in so many films, but we're going to copyright it.
Do I add in like a point of no return where he does something that he can't really go back from? Like a leap of faith.
Ooh, a leap of faith, and it sort of blows up right in his face of like...
No, I'd want it to go well.
Oh, a leap.
Like...
Maybe I'm just pessimistic.
Yeah.
And it all goes to shit.
I want something like where someone offers him something, and if he takes it, he's leaving quite a bit behind and he doesn't know what it will come to in the future. but he takes it and things go well. That could be a good ending, where it's like you do the point of no return, a leap of faith, and then you get what you want.
Yeah.
Which isn't always the case.
No. So now let's ask the question one more time. What does he want? So
that is the main question. When you write a film, it's what do they want and how do they get it, if they do get it.
So it's like, obviously it's easier to talk about filmmaking and all this kind of stuff, but then would it be breaking the fourth wall? Not obviously not, but like, I guess we've got to find something like a milkman, man. I'm just like, yeah, I don't really know. Do you know when you go, like a classic one would be like going to Goliath and then realizing that you don't want to be, like you want to be like independent. So a little bit like the Joel Harbour, I could say that name.
Yeah.
A little bit like how he wouldn't ultimately have creative control and all this kind of stuff. He decided the best thing for him would be to go solo and make it himself and stuff. And I think that in of itself is a nice sort of story where it's just like he does actually go with the film or whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden he takes a leap of faith and says, no, I'm not going to do this.
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
When it came to his story in that recent video, it was just like he was pretty happy with the idea and did the meetings, but then it was when he talked to his friend and said like, should I do this? His friend said like, you've always been the boss of yourself. Yeah. You've always been lucky enough to make your own films and do what you want with it. And that made him sort of realise.
Ultimately, see. So what if the person's like swept up with it and then you have like a Good Will Hunting type chat in the park where it's just the sudden realisation of like,
you don't want this.
No, you've got your rose tinted glasses on. Yeah, you just got like you're so swept up with the idea of it that you sort of get brought down of like, this is actually what will happen.
Yeah. So I had this idea for a film that I was talking to Dan about, The Beauty of the Shot, which you should remember.
Yeah. Person drives himself crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, just trying to, well, get the beauty of the shot.
And like, it could be a really good feature, but I'm just not ready for it. I'll need car, more skill, that'd be like a third year sort of project, because I really want this guy going insane over making a film, so I'd need a really good actor.
It needs to be perfect. It's just the hyperfixation on. I feel like that's what I've kind of been doing with mine a little bit, where it's just like, it needs to be right.
Well, I just want this to be a good film because it's an idea I'm sort of attached to, a bit like you in Hometown, where I really want like the right actor for the job.
Yeah.
To be able to travel around the country to nice places, to get in with a small crew, maybe 2 or 3 actors, getting these beautiful shots until one of them passes away from being a bit risky.
Would you make it sort of like like BTS, I guess, behind the scenes of the filmmaking process, but then from the BTS, like you show the person dying?
The BTS would be the film, yeah.
Yeah.
So it'd be like, you'd see like everyone freaking out about this guy dying, and then I would really focus in on the director panicking because he sort of has that realisation of, oh shit, I've actually just pushed myself, and not only myself, the people that trusted me around me, to their limits.
Yeah.
And it's caused
it's
a lot.
ultimately on me.
Yeah. So I'm just not ready for that. So that might be a next year sort of thing. But for this feature, I don't know when I would film it. This one that we're working on. It would be nice to do over the summer. Nice and easy. If it was done over the summer.
I'm just thinking in terms of like an hour, it's just like it's a lot. And obviously I want to finish my film. Maybe Dan wants to get a film in there and all this kind of stuff.
Well,
I'm just thinking maybe it is a Farnham project with me coming up there. Not for all of it necessarily, but at least
for some of it, yeah. It depends, because that whole everyone else wants to make films is great. Like, seeing you all doing it is great, and I can easily sit here and say, why haven't you been doing that whilst I'm at uni? But I can also say, like, yeah, I want to help out. I really do. You guys have all helped me out.
I've not been making it because there's not been people now. I guess, to be honest, I sort of said to Nat about, like, I feel kind of bad for, like, not actually getting in contact with him whilst, like, because he's been where he lives, I've been where I live, and we're in close like, we could have actually been doing
Yeah, you could have.
but
And that's sort of where my sort of problem with it lies, is you guys are all near each other. You can make films and you haven't, and then when I come up, it's I want to make films with you guys, obviously, and you've all got your ideas, and now I'm sort of in this period of waiting for all of you, because you want to make a film, Dan wants to, Nat wants to. I've got to sit and wait for you three to plan out, write, schedule your films, and I'm doing nothing.
Yeah.
And, you know, I really do want to help out.
This is the time to figure out the feature and really get it fully fleshed out before you actually start making it. Because a feature, I don't think you can do on a whim.
No.
I'm not saying that you need to do, like, this massive script, because I think the way that we went about Jahan Wick was good. I think maybe, like, a little bit of more, like, planning ahead, because the scene at the start will affect the very end of the film, and you want consistency and all this kind of stuff. But I think this is the time to write for you.
Yeah, but it is just that sole problem of I'm really trying to keep my schedule free for everyone, and I've got a few films that could be made. Yeah. But I'm not making them so that everyone else has a chance to work with me.
Yeah,
and I want. And it's just sort of a bit. I don't want to say shit, because it's not shit, but it's like I'm quite busy now, and if people want to work with me, you've got to be ready to.
Right.
And that's obviously not just you, because you're pretty ready for yours. But like Dan and Nat, I've got no clue what's going on with them, so I don't know when I need to be available, what gear I'll need to bring with me, or anything like that. And I
guess they've not actually made the. I'm making the initiative of I want to make this film, but you don't owe anything necessarily to them. Like, I was encouraging like Dan to. I stalled on the name then. I was encouraging Dan of, like, let's get a film going. Like, after this, we've got mine, and then we've got to make something else. But if he doesn't come to you about it, then that's sort of on him.
Yeah.
Or Nat.
Well, we talked about Dan's idea, the one about the drugs and stuff, trying to forget what happened, and it's like, a great idea, and I want to help him with it, but I can't.
You can't force him to.
I can't force him to write.
No.
And because he's told me he needs my help, I'm sat there waiting to help him, and I'm putting my stuff aside to help everyone.
Ultimately, I'm still working on all this kind of stuff, so I think, like, during the day, you can work on the stuff without actually shooting or what have you. So I think it's just, I guess, at the time, you can't really do something, but you can prep for that thing to make it as good as possible.
I just don't want to keep writing films and then never making them.
No, I understand that.
It's worked really well with the sci-fi film I wrote a few months ago, because as soon as I get back to uni, I can pitch that, and if it gets chosen, it gets made at a higher standard. Yeah. But that's not going to happen every film.
No.
Like Disturbance that I wrote as a film before I left for uni, that just never got made. Yeah. And it's done, and I don't even want to make it anymore.
Because it's just there and now.
Yeah, it was just sort of at that time I was in the mood, and it seemed like a good film. But I feel like if I went back to it now, I wouldn't be that interested in it. Right. So it's sort of, when I write films, I want to get them made as soon as possible and not leave them sat around. Yeah. Which is the issue. Because I can't just spend the rest of my summer writing, because I'll get 4 or 5 films out of that. And chances are one of them will get made.
Yeah. But at least then you've got the decision to pick the best film.
True.
I don't know. But yeah. I'm still just sort of playing with. I'm going back to the feature now. Just like,
yeah.
Look, I'm just thinking. Obviously, the main thing. What's the goal? I think I like the setup, but we don't actually have the thing yet. Like until I know what like. You think you're there, you're happy, but then you're not. It's a false goal, a false hurdle, and then you ultimately go for the right thing.
Yeah.
And end up having a happy ending. But yeah, it's just back to
the what do they actually want?
What do they want?
And it's got to be something realistic and simple that we can do, or that I can do anyway.
Yeah. And like I say, I'm saying if you make this a Farnham film, I can always just come down to you.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying it's optimistic to all start it here, and then you find out you don't have enough footage, and then you're back to Farnham, and you've got a half project that just can't be done until next summer or something.
Well, at least I'll have a comfy sofa for you to sleep on.
Oh yeah, forget you're moving. Yeah.
I'm thinking of getting a beanbag for my room as well. So.
Oh hell yeah! Can I just watch you as you sleep on your beanbag?
You can watch my pet crabs.
Hell yeah! I ate crab yesterday. So, sorry.
Yeah. So it's that what do they want is the key question of a film.
And it's just, I think it's gonna be a shower thought.
It will be.
I think it's good that we're discussing it now, but I don't know if we're gonna come out of this. I don't want to be negative.
Yeah. It'll be one of my shit ideas, like the ones that I come up with whilst having a shit.
Oh yeah, sorry. It was like, aren't all of your ideas? No.
The shit ideas are, you don't bring your phone to the bathroom and you're in there for a bit, and then it comes to you.
Maybe I should just do that at work. Be mentally clocked out, have my phone in my drawer. On my lunch break, of course, I'm going to get the DS out. But other than that, maybe have like a little word thing on my thing, and then when no one's looking, start writing and then go off it. But
there's got to be I think it has to be a creative industry. I wouldn't say a painter would be too hard. Because
you'd have to get a good painter.
It's
abstract.
Well, I'm at an arts uni.
Yeah.
So finding a good painter is easy. It's more let's put it in. Let's plan the film out as a painter. A painter finds a flyer to work in a studio.
Yeah.
So they go to this art studio, and then what are they doing? Cleaning the floor?
No. I'm thinking it's like, no, that won't sell. You can't make that. That's too abstract. That.
Oh yeah, that could work.
And then it's just like going for like something that, everyone will like that, but then it's like, yeah, but I want to make this.
That could work. And then we need the change of, they realise what they really want to do, and what would that be, and how would we film that, or how would I film that?
You would do the Malcolm in the Middle scene. That's what you'd do. Not show the audience what they truly made at the very end.
So we could do a realisation of they work for other people for their paintings, and then they realise that they don't want to work for other people, so they go out and make their own painting, and it's a masterpiece, and then that is an allegory for film.
Boom.
There you go. So,
also, we've got to have the person chop their ear off if they're okay with that. No, but I think that's got potential.
That does, yeah.
So yeah, I think now what you've got to do is have we've got the premise of the film, just not the subject, and you just keep swapping out. Rather than a painter, what if we tried this, and then just keep doing that until you find the right jigsaw piece.
The right one, yeah. I do quite like a painter because I want to focus on the arts
and the struggle and the downtime,
yeah,
and the doubt. And they're coming back, and yeah.
Art is a lot of that. In a 9 to 5, you don't get the...
Oh yeah, you don't have time to think. You just do.
You don't have the time to doubt what you're doing until the boss comes and says you've done the wrong thing here.
Well, what if you could actually show how little progression they're making, because you could just get the same artist to make the same painting again and again, And like, do you know what I mean? It's like all laid out just to sort of say, I've been doing this day after day,
That's a good idea, yeah. I feel like when it comes to funds, that would be quite expensive.
Yeah, you'd have to get all of the...
Because I would have to hire a painter for that. Because I'd want the actor who is the painter to be an actor, not a painter.
Yeah, okay.
I would have to hire a painter to do the actual paintings of it all, because the actor would be just throwing paint at a clear plastic screen, which anyone could do. But it's doable. It's definitely doable. I feel like something in the games industry would be too hard because it'd be camera looking at a monitor for a lot of the time.
There's no amount of sweeping angles and all this that you can do of just somebody sitting down on a computer. I think at least with art you can have them do this and all that kind of shit and actually have some moving.
Could do like a textilesy, like a fashion designer. But like they get stuck making clothes for Primark or something like that.
Like, do you know, in Always Sunny when it's just like they have to make the 20 dresses or something?
Yeah.
And it gets real dark.
Something like that would be quite good, because fashion design can be really abstract, or you could be sewing together 50 white t-shirts.
Now make it in regular, medium.
Yeah.
And it's just like, yeah. I think we need to have a boss who's the bad guy, but is a good guy at the start, right?
Yeah, because he's opening up this opportunity.
Yeah, the person's a bit confused at ends, looking for a job. That person, literally like the Smiths, I was looking for a job and then I found a job and heaven knows I'm miserable now. Yeah. That's what it is. I think like that could be a good premise, and if you could get the Smiths song in there, then that would be an added bonus.
Well, considering it was a few grand for Aphex Twin, I think the Smiths will be a bit more than that for festival rights, which is ridiculous. So yeah, I'll hire someone, hopefully. Did I tell you about the composer for Jahan Week?
Did they actually get back? I know you sort of sent the notes and you were like, are you going to do it? Aren't you going to do it, sort of thing?
We've not had anything other than that since. I was suggested to check up on him, but it's been like 2 days. I don't want to do that yet.
No?
No, not at 2 days. Maybe in a week, like a week
so
from
what, have you given him or her, whatever?
He's got the film.
He's got the film.
He messaged me saying, like, show me the script and I'll see what I can work with. And I said, the script? I could send you the film. So he watched it, he said he liked it. And in his opening message, he said he wants to work on more like action and thriller. So I'm taking it as a yes.
Yeah.
And I just don't want to bother him too much.
No, you don't want to micromanage.
No.
Yeah, I think a week of like, oh, by the way, just
checking in, yeah. So I would probably hire the same guy again because I want to get a flow of people that I like their work and are flowing consistently. Yeah.
No, that makes sense. I mean, that's the thing. Like, once you get a team, like you've got like it all comes together. Like.
It's not the best for networking purposes, but all the other people have tried to make me pay them, and I'm a first year uni student. I don't have the money.
You don't have the guacamole.
No.
Maybe if you got that Tops Charles Farnham job.
We've got that good idea now, though, which is good.
Yeah. I think using the painter definitely as a strong, like that could in itself be it.
Yeah.
But like the premise and just sort of swapping it out, looking around, not selling yourself just to the painter, but like, yeah, boss, savior, you know, this has fixed everything. You get into the job, you realise it's shit bit by bit, not all of a sudden, like it sort of eats away at you until you eventually take the big leap of faith that you want, and you don't know if it's going to work, but it ends up working.
Yeah, well, it was like my old job. Like in the interview, the boss was like such a chill, nice guy, lovely, and then by the end of it, it was an absolute creep.
So lean into that.
Yeah, I could. and have him maybe like
Ask like to do overtime.
the artist signs up, and then they have that interview where he's like, oh, we would love to see your painting and your work, and you'll have a lot of creative freedom to do what you want. And then over time it becomes less and less freedom of, we don't think our clients would want to see this,
Or
so change
I
it.
think it could start of like, oh yeah, that looks good. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's like faking it, and then it's just like, right, you've got a job to do. You're gonna do this thing. You're not gonna do what you want. So like, yeah, I guess sort of building up to it.
And then we could really lean into that. Even though it is the arts, they're still monotonous.
Yeah.
And stuck in it. And that's in my opinion, art shouldn't be that. It shouldn't be monotonous.
No.
So I feel like that would be a really good message.
Yeah.
In a
I
film.
think that's fine. I think that's firing on all cylinders, to be honest. Whether or not it's
That's achievable too. Because I can talk to the art students. I can find an actor for that.
And then I think that's just like 3 good parts of the film. I want something, I found something, I want something new.
Yeah.
And then it's like, it's got 3 separate chapters of like different timelines in this one person's life.
I would want to, in between the chapters, actually, if we chapter it, that's a good idea. And in between the chapters, it has them going back to their trusted friend.
Oh yeah.
And talking about it.
Straight wisdom.
Yeah.
Like ultimately the conversation with your mate brings you back to like you're getting yourself out there, but you're also getting a different perspective. And
because the start of the film would be like them talking to their mate saying, I need a job in the art. And then they find the flyer and all that. And then before the next chapter, they meet up with their friend again. And say like, I've got the pamphlet, I'm going to the interview. And then the next chapter would be, oh, I'm loving the job, it's amazing, the guy was lovely. And then the next chapter would be talking to the friend, going, oh, it's actually really monotonous and I can't change.
Yeah, sorry, I got to work late, I can't really meet, and then eventually do, and you're just like, the person's so dead.
And then the last chapter will be like, go do what you want. And then they leave their job
just sort of
do their
like,
masterpiece.
Is this what you want? And then, like, you know, the person goes quiet.
And then at the end, we could do like the Malcolm in the Middle. The friend comes over to see the masterpiece. And then that's it. And then we close it at that. It's just like, wow, that is beautiful. That is amazing. I would buy that off you, sort of thing. And then we just cut it at that. I really like that, actually.
I think, this is actually all coming together. What the fuck?
I told you, if we just sit down and talk about it for a bit.
Can I go on my DS?
Let the ideas start flowing.
Yeah.
Then it all comes to us.
No, I like that. This is where we find out there's no audio.
I enjoy that concept as a whole.
Yeah, that's really good, actually.
And it's relatively doable. The hardest part would probably be the location of the job. That would be the biggest challenge.
Well, if you've got like a studio or something, and surely in your uni you've got like spaces where you can make your own things. Like
we've got a room. We've got a set building room.
Yeah.
Full of like paint and wooden boards and stuff to build sets. So that could work. Or I could just talk to someone and book out the art studio for the purpose of filming, and have a few background artists with the little wooden tripod things pretending to paint. That would work too. Logistically, it's highly doable. It's not going to be easy. It's going to involve talking to people and figuring shit out, but it is doable.
Yeah, I think talking to your friend doesn't have to be anywhere. It can be in a park. It can be.
Yeah. I would do that outside somewhere nice. And on that one where like the job's going to shit and it's miserable, we could have them meet up, and the first thing they say is like, sorry, I've not met up for a while. This job has been killer. I've been so busy.
Well, when you could maybe have it when he's like spilling out of like this is shit. Like, you could have it so they're walking and like they're in a town and it's busy, and it like, you know, like the scene around them sort of dictates
Right, yeah,
how,
that's a good idea, yeah.
and then like, you know, when it's like you finally just sort of like you get out of the area and you're just like in a park, you hear the birds chirping, and it's just like,
Yeah, that's really
everything's
good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually really like that. That's a pretty cool idea.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so we just had a 5-minute break.
Do you want me to get my idea out of the way?
Yeah, let's talk about your idea.
So I think you might recognise this idea, but it's a different thing. This is
Okay.
not based on a true story, but I wish it was. Make a film where a group of young adults venture out into the woods at night to smoke and just have a good time. One friend goes for a piss away from everyone else, and some time goes by and they realise they are not back. That was meant to say bit. Bit by bit, one disappears until you see the last one absolutely tripping balls. Point of view, as they're trying to escape, it gets eerily quiet, and then blah.
Sounds a bit like our unreleased horror film.
Pretty much. And
I would want to film that where we did the horror film.
yeah, I really want it to be like, do you know when Always Sunny they're running in the woods and it's like the flashing lights
Yeah.
and all that? Yeah, I feel like it could be a lot of fun, and obviously somebody, you know, with the snorri cam where it's like following the person running. I mean,
That sounds fun.
it's got potential. Like I would want it to be like a group of 10 people though, and literally like they're getting plucked apart bit by bit. Wait, where did that person go? No, don't split up. Everyone knows not to split up.
Yeah, you could do like really set the premise at the start of the film, stick together.
No, but like they don't know. They just go into the woods to smoke a J. They're having a good time, and then I think once the first person disappears, then they're like, no, don't fucking split up and
Okay,
try and
alright.
find them. Like, but
No,
yeah,
that sounds like fun.
I feel like it's got a good potential. Not a feature, but a good potential.
I like that. So we've got a pretty good basis there,
Yeah.
and I would want to explore other jobs that could be done with the same thing. I'd still keep the chapters and go and see
Yeah,
the friend. So the start of each chapter would be talking with the friend.
Yeah, a friend, yeah, really brings the main character back into like. 'Cause I think the main character is just going to get swept up with the next thing, and then the person is like, go do it, and then the main character goes back to the person going like, I may have fucked up a bit here. I don't feel like I don't enjoy myself. Blah blah blah. I think there's just potential.
Yeah, there is, which is more than what we had an hour ago.
Yeah.
I do quite like the idea of your film though now as well.
Because we've never done horror, and I think this would be like a comedy horror sort of thing.
Yeah.
Because obviously they're really stoned, so of course they're going to be
You've
doing.
got to use the fisheye.
Oh yeah, I'd want to not be kidnapped, please. So, but yeah, I did have that because obviously it's somewhat based in real life, but I'm not sure if I can review.
Right, okay, we'll leave that.
Okay.
The thing is, we were always told at uni, a film about drugs is so cliche.
Yeah.
But I've always wanted to do, and I could have done it for my experimental, but I had a different idea. I just want to do, someone gets overly drugged up by themselves or through someone else, and then just play around with trippy visuals, because I feel like it would be a good way to practice
That different.
that visual.
Because I guess I'd sort of see it as like experimental filmmaking and all that kind of stuff.
But they're adamant on, we've got like some rules in our course, and it's like no films about drugs.
The thing is, I wouldn't. Okay, I guess the premise would kind of be about that. But
Yeah.
It's just an excuse for people to go into the woods late at night to hide. Yeah, I said like young adults because it's like hiding away from their parents or something like that.
There's one like, don't make it about homeless people. Apparently that's a real cliche. of like finding a homeless man and doing stuff about that.
Yeah, okay, I agree with that one.
There's a few rules. Obviously, like we're allowed swearing, we're allowed nudity, all that. It's not about that. It's our rules are to stop cliches.
You're not
which
going
I
to get
quite
a good
like.
grade for being predictable.
Yeah.
When you think you're being, unique, you're actually not.
But I like that because it does push us to be unique and be our own sort of filmmaker, which is good. I'm yet to see any nudity in the films. Maybe that's something I start the trend on.
What if you just had it where it's a blank wall and then all of a sudden a phallic object just skips you right there?
Dangles into frame.
It's like the point of view of a pussy as you're doing doggy or something like.
For this feature, how long? Okay, we're stuck between a rock and a hard place. How long do I make the feature film?
I guess it's all ultimately when you. I think the chapters is a good idea of like this happens, this happens, this happens.
Yeah.
And then from that you can break it down even more and make it into the actual script itself. And then I think from that you're going to figure out what the time and like the general run time and everything is. It's not like I could say 47 minutes in 34 seconds.
Yeah.
If it is that though, but
my biggest challenge will be making the scenes longer but still concise.
Yeah, you don't want just dead air, do you?
Yeah. And that's the trouble because all the films I make are, like I've said before, are 10 to 15 minutes, so the scenes are quite short and they're packed with information. And I want to drift away from that where it's got some information, but it can't be dead boring.
I think the brain wants to see new stuff happening, so seeing different places and all this kind of stuff. That keeps if you keep looking at the same white wall or whatever, like you're gonna get bored of that scene after a while.
Yeah.
But if you keep things going, it's non-stop moving, even though there's gonna be dialogue where, it's not brain rot like kind of conversations, as long as everything's sort of moving consistently, it will seem concise.
Yeah.
So I guess you don't want to have any standstills, and if there are, why is that happening?
I do feel like that, as a challenge, that will be the hardest, is making the scenes long enough that they have a lot of information and make the film a long run time, but also not too long that they're just sort of pointless.
Yeah.
And I'm bored of this scene now.
Ultimately, you want to make a film where like every shot needs, obviously ignoring like inserts and all that kind of stuff, but like every shot needs a purpose. Like, why was that made and does it need to be here? Does it get the ball rolling onto the next thing that happens?
I feel like a good trick I will use when it comes to that is drawing out the conversation between the friends. As you said, when things get more chaotic, they're in more busy areas. I could really do like they go out for a meal, so they have the courses and talk throughout the meal and go into detail about the other friend. Maybe I could use the whole going out for a meal as a way to cover their backstory of why they are friends, sort of halfway through the film, and why our protagonist is listening to them. Yeah,
I've never seen you like this, like what's happening. I kind of had an idea. Do you know, when I get stressed and like something can sort of take me out of it completely, and like I'm just thinking about like, say if they are walking, you hear like a heartbeat or something, and then you're building all of this and you're like looking around like all this, and then all of a sudden like your friend just sort of says like, just stop,
chill out,
and then all of a sudden there's just like, I can breathe now, and then but you could actually probably like stall that out of just like, do you want to sit down, think about things, and then all the shit happens? Because I don't think it would be like, I'm stressed out. Well, don't be stressed out then. Like, it's got to be like, no, but it's fine. Like, the job it's good money. It's like this. It's like, but is it what you want, sort of thing? I think that's got potential.
Yeah, I do. I quite like that idea of showing the audience why the protagonist is trusting their friend so much, and you could do that over them having a few drinks at a restaurant and giving anecdotes of, oh, do you remember the time when this happened and the farmer was chasing us and screaming at us?
You
for
could probably throw
playing
some
in the
funny
fields.
insert shots
Yeah.
of like little short, like 3-second clip of like, hey, get back here, and like all this, but
To show like the memories. Yeah, I feel like that would really help first draw out the time to make it a feature, and also
just
not be
showing
wasting
that
time.
it's not just a person that this guy's met, it's like an actual true friend
Yeah,
throughout the years and all that kind of stuff.
because you could bring up, like, to show time, you could say, oh, do you remember when we first met, for example, us? Do you remember when we first met at PGL in year 6?
Didn't really know what the vibe was. And
we were fighting, we were doing pillow fights and stuff.
And then you gave me pink up nose.
And you were putting pepper on toast with butter to get flavour.
Not toast.
Oh, just bread,
Just
was
bread.
it?
Fucking hell, man.
To get flavour.
Oh, pepper with some butter and bread. Oh, beautiful.
And we were just thought, you could go into that sort of, oh, do you remember this when we first met? I could take that story of how I was friends with Finn and Isaac. You were friends with Isaac. So me and you just sort of had to be in a room together without knowing each other.
Yeah.
And that's how it all sort of started, with me sort of slapping you around the face, telling you to get up early, because the teachers were telling us, you need to be out here to do like the zip line or whatever, and you're in bed, and I'm like, get up.
Oh, no.
And then I slapped you, and then you were trying to get me back in the mornings, but I kept waking up too early for you to slap me in the morning.
I mean, that's the thing. We've got to get those personal anecdotes, make them, I guess, generalize as in, like, not everyone knows what PGL is. So, but do you know what I mean? Like, do you remember that?
Just do like,
yeah.
You can't just say at the camps. I don't know, if you're English, do like on a scout camp or a field trip.
Yeah, field trip.
Field trip would work.
Yeah. But like, just make those. I think you could just sort of base it of just get those real stories and make them understandable.
Yeah.
Everyone to sort of pick up. Like, I know what a field trip is. It was an overnight. It was a what's it called? Residential. I mean, that's what it was. It was a field trip residential.
For a week. No, it was a long weekend.
Long weekend.
And then just build up those little anecdotal stories, just for like a 20-minute scene of them showing why this friend is so important, why they're listening to them, and justifying everything that's going on.
Obviously, I think the stories have got to be like relatable, but it's like, you know, if you were to say, do you remember the story where you put pepper on some bread with some butter? That's not really got like a meaning behind it. That's just a story sort of thing.
You could throw in like the food was so bad that you were putting pepper on your bread and butter to give it actual flavour.
Yeah.
And then people would be like, oh, that's kind of like...
Yeah.
an idea.
What's the word again? Where you use something to resemble something else?
Allegory.
Allegory. A metaphor, whatever.
It would just be like, oh, we've been there where we've had to put seasonings on food to make it eatable. And I think for that, I would just really look back in the bank vault of my brain to our stories.
Yeah,
and tell them in a film.
And then getting it into something. Yeah, I think the friendship ultimately is going to be a completely separate thing, because I don't think the friend should be there as they're struggling. It's only when they meet up. Right?
Yeah. And the protagonist can sort of put on a brave face, but the friend can sort of see right through that and be like, I've known you for years, I know you're not okay. And that could be after they've had a few rounds. Maybe after each story they've got a new, like the waiter comes and brings a drink, or they've got a different coloured liquid in their glass to show that they're going through drinks, because there are, unfortunately, people that pick up on that sort of thing.
You mean yourself when you're editing it?
Yeah.
I hate it! Add it in CGI, add it in post. No. Yeah, I think the protagonists should be showing a condensed amount of struggle throughout a long time, like you know, visibly showing a lot of time going past, but then when it's the friends and him talking, it should almost be like 20 minutes of like one long conversation.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like it's not like he's had one bad day at work and then he's gone to see his friend and then it's this and then see his friend. You've got to have like a condensed by yourself. I'm struggling. This is monotonous. This is this, and you're going to show that.
Yeah. We could do that with like messages from the friends saying like, "Can you hang out?" And it's them like painting in the studio.
Yeah.
And like, oh, can't. I'm busy. Send.
I have to work overtime. Blah, blah, blah. It's just like.
And then them just. I really like your idea of hiring someone to paint lots of the same thing.
Just to sort of show.
Yeah.
Do you know, like the Buzz Lightyear when he went to the supermarket and he saw all.
Yeah,
of them,
yeah,
like,
exactly like that.
It's like, oh, this is not special. This is not.
And
this isn't art.
I feel like, as sort of a maybe like a finishing shot at the end of the film, they create their masterpiece. You just have the camera sweep over maybe like 100 of the same painting as the credits roll, or just something like that to show that they did this really
like,
monotonous.
This is actually like we put in the like.
Yeah. And then like
I paid to put in the work for this
as like a marketing thing, because you've got to think about that with films.
Yeah. I
like,
hate that, but it is that.
At a premiere, you could sort of hand out signed all these 100 copies, say, of this painting.
Yeah, you can't put that in your vault.
No, you can sign them and like just sort of hand them out as like a little memento. You came to see the film first. Come grab a free signed copy, or
and then resemble the masterpiece, but obviously that's not for sale.
Like as a GoFundMe award if you donate this much money, because we'll need money to hire the artist. The top tier of people that donate get a signed copy of the paintings that their money went to.
Yeah.
I feel like that would work in marketing standards, which would be really good.
Yeah. One of I think we'd have to commission somebody to make 100 paintings.
Yeah, it would be that. The trouble with that is it would have to be someone out of uni because they'll be busy with uni work. And what I might have to do is get the painting, maybe just scan it.
Yeah.
And put it on paintings.
Or at least like get a stencil and simple shapes where it's not Mona Lisa each time.
That would actually be good, because a crew could work on that in a day. If you get a few stencils that can be layered over of a painting and then a few cans of spray paints, you can first person stencil black spray paint, move it on to the next person.
Why do I think that would actually be fun though?
No, it does sound like a fun sort of bonding activity with your crew. Is like you do the first layer, pass it on, the next person does the next layer. And that would be a fun way to make 100 paintings, and then at the end everyone signs them after the last shot is done. And then sort of hand them out or sell them or give them to the top tier donators to make a bit of money for the film as well. So that's also covered the logistics of the film, which is quite good.
I think I don't want to put all hands in baskets, but like this painting thing, I like it.
Yeah, me too.
I like it.
It's a really good idea, actually.
It's showing the arts in a actual way. Are we going to get an exposure?
Yeah, it'll be fine.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just showing the arts, showing the struggle, having the friend as just someone who's there, someone you can bounce off of. It's very much grounded, even though obviously it's a lot.
Yeah.
Good job.
Well,
how far are we in?
We're at the end.
We're
now.
at the end. Are we actually happy with something?
Yeah. So
let's scrap it.
As you know, we've been here for an hour.
Yep.
Writing, coming up with the idea for a film, fully fleshing it out, and I'll take the last few minutes to tell you that we have been here long enough to make a feature film, and this is my first feature film.
Oh.
Done.
Wait, it's just done like that?
Yeah, this is it.
What about props? What about this?
The next film, the plan is we will still make that film.
Yeah.
But I wanted one done quite quickly, quite simply, that I can edit nice and easily, and we have just finished filming.
Are you going to say that's a wrap?
Well, and that's a wrap. Thank you all for watching my first feature film.
Oh, shit.
I hope you enjoyed it, and the film about the painter will be in development. I will see you all in the next film.
Hell yeah.